Hey guys, that's Ron here with my brother.
Hi.
Yeah, we're going to do a different kind of video today, and that's going to be what I'd like to call Fight to the Death, where we basically pick a different horror icon or creepypasta icon each, and see who would win in different categories. So, I picked Jigsaw, and he picked...
Hannibal Lecter.
Yes. Now, to be specific, are we talking about the original or from the TV show?
There are 4. I'm speaking of the character.
Just in general.
Because it was written as one simultaneous character, and we can assume they're all being portrayed as the same character.
It's the same entity, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Origin. So Jigsaw was an engineer before he actually became Jigsaw, and the whole idea is that his wife lost their unborn child because of people that she had tried to help, and he found out he had colon and brain cancer, but insurance refused to cover it and a promising treatment for that. So he started building traps to force ungrateful people to realize the value of life as he had when he had tried to end his life. But it was unsuccessful.
Seems like the most logical thing to do.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter was born in 1933. He is old.
Well,
He is old.
I mean, they're both old.
Well,
technically.
yeah, but the thing is just...
By comparison? Yeah.
Born in 1933 as a, I hope I pronounce this correctly, Lithuanian-American, orphaned at a young age from his wealthy aristocratic family. When they left their estate to live in a lodge in the forest in an attempt to escape Hitler's Blitzkrieg. 3 years later, his parents were killed by a bomber, and not long afterwards, he and his younger sister were left alone in the lodge when it was invaded by Lithuanian, and I apologize if I pronounce that correctly again, looters, who after finding them, decided to lay low in the lodge, and hopefully until they could maybe find a way to make it through the soldiers. And they later found out when they were out of food that his little sister had pneumonia. So she got the axe. Spoiler alert. And it was only later that Hannibal found out that the meal he was eating that night was not actually boyardee. They were later found dead and partially cannibalized.
The soldiers.
They were looters.
So they're basically both fucked up. I think you kind of knew that to begin with, given.
Well, I mean, you don't just start deep frying people for fun, usually.
Appearances. I mean, basically, Jigsaw and Hannibal Lecter are old guys. They're old men.
Yeah. Well,
Basically.
to be fair, in Silence of the Lambs, it's described that Hannibal Lecter's only supposed to be about 40. So he's roughly middle-aged.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jigsaw's older.
Yeah, Jigsaw's he's an old man. We're sorry.
Yeah. Jigsaw will wear a pig mask and a robe when he's hunting. Plus he has the Jigsaw puppet. So it's kind of an extension of him.
And several fetishes. Hannibal Lecter. Typically, he'll be seen in a nice 3-piece suit.
Yeah, he dresses fancy.
Yes. Came from an aristocratic family who were killed in the war. Interestingly enough, he has been played by 4 people. Let me just see. Obviously, the most famous of which is Anthony Hopkins. But perhaps a little-known fact, the character appeared first on screen in a movie called Manhunter. He was played by, let me look for his name here, Brian Cox, who actually portrayed the character as more of a fast talker than Anthony Hopkins did. And in telling the origin story of Hannibal Lecter, he was played by Gaspard Ulliel? And of course, in the TV series, he was played by Mads Mikkelsen. And once again, usually he is dressed in a very mannerful and almost gentlemanlike way.
Yeah. Fist fight. So for the category of who exactly would win in a fight between the two of them, on Jigsaw's side of things, he can build elaborate traps from basic materials, so he really doesn't need much, you know? I mean, a quick trip to, like, Home Depot. We're pretty much not sponsored by.
I prefer Lowe's.
Okay.
Not as busy.
Not sponsored by... He's manipulative, and that requires nothing, but they're both kind of manipulative.
Very.
Yeah. He has a backup plan for everything, and that's even like really complex plans. Like, he's taken years to plan everything out from pretty much every angle.
Hannibal Lecter, though most of the time he is seen either in a cell or restrained to one of those dolly things that they wheel him around very slowly so that he can approach the camera and like he's gonna kill you. He has been shown to be able to bring down men that at least appear stronger than he is, though he has, in Hannibal, been seen to lift a fully grown adult woman and carry her off with little effort. He has been shown to primarily use knives and ropes, and if necessary, he will use just his hands.
Teeth.
Well, that's kind of after the fact.
Okay. In sort of like a fist fight, let's say, just like a hand-to-hand sort of combat thing, who do you think would win?
Well, we have to take into account that, like you say, Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter is roughly around his 40s. Now, that's not exactly his prime. And as you say, Jigsaw is kind of getting up there. He should be looking into maybe some retirement.
Yeah, I mean, plus, I would imagine, and this is nothing against people who are actually dealing with cancer, but that does tend to...
I said retirement!
Well, yeah, I know, but
not admission, okay?
He has brain and colon cancer. Cancer of any kind, even without treatment, can really just suck the life, no pun intended, out of anybody. And that really like drains away their strength and everything else.
But we also have to keep in mind that, for God's sakes, the man he's kidnapping people, he's building traps, he's putting people through life or death circumstances. I mean, he's representing.
Yes.
He's representing the old people.
As far as strength goes, let's just assume that both of them are kind of in their prime, so to speak.
Yeah, sure.
So they both can lift a fully grown human, let's say, pretty easily.
Reasonably easy.
Yeah. So on that, they're kind of equal.
Sure.
But what about their tools, so to speak? I mean, Jigsaw can build traps.
Yes.
Whole traps.
Rooms.
Yes.
Of traps.
I've never seen Hannibal do that.
No. However, Hannibal is highly intelligent. For God's sakes, he was a forensic psychiatrist and a cannibal. He's highly intelligent, and he's pretty calm in high-stakes circumstances.
Yes. I think Hannibal's more psychological.
Yes.
And, I mean, Jigsaw does have that too, but he's more work with your hands, build what you can sort of guy. So, just like, in our own opinions, who do we think would win, just overall?
Well, as you said, Jigsaw, he can make rooms full of traps, but then again, Hannibal Lecter,
he doesn't need the traps.
Well, I imagine, let's pretend, somehow, some way, Jigsaw has managed to capture Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
And put him in, one of his kill rooms, we'll say. That's basically what they are. Now, it probably wouldn't take Hannibal Lecter too long to figure out what he needs to do. Now, most of Jigsaw's traps involve self-mutilation of some sort.
Yeah, something that would be considered horrible by any normal person's standards. But, as you mentioned, given he's a Hannibal, or not, excuse me, that he's Hannibal the Cannibal.
He is Hannibal.
Yes, he is a Hannibal. There are many.
There are many.
But,
there are 4.
Given that he's a cannibal, he's used to really gory, gross, disgusting things.
Yeah, and it should be noted that, and this is a spoiler alert, I believe it was in Hannibal, he actually chopped off his own hand to escape.
Well then.
So, he has
previously done self-mutilation related things.
Yes, under not as tense circumstances, granted, which shows to me that he is willing to do it.
Yes.
It's not all that much to him.
It's fair to say that he wouldn't be as stressed or panicked as Jigsaw's other victims. per se. So he would probably be able to handle the situation, almost any situation. I'm willing to bet that Jigsaw could come up with or fathom. But if Jigsaw knew that Hannibal did the things that he did, maybe he would take his traps a step further.
Perhaps.
Yes.
That should be noted.
Yes.
Under, we'll say, average circumstances, I do think that Hannibal would probably be able to escape.
Yeah.
Now, under Jigsaw being well informed as to who Hannibal is, it's going to be more difficult for Hannibal Lecter.
I would think that if Hannibal were able to get past Jigsaw's traps, and again, assuming this is when they are both in their primes, so Jigsaw is not really sickly or weak or anything like that, then...
Like in the beginning stages when he's first diagnosed.
Yeah.
Right about that.
Then there is a chance that Hannibal could get around the traps and actually get to Jigsaw himself. And in that case, it literally could become a fisticuffs sort of fight. And then it's more reliant on their own strength and wits and all of that. So again, I mean, really, I have to go... I know this is going to seem like a cop-out, but I have to go with the fact that in certain situations and in certain aspects, it could very well be a draw. They could end up killing each other. Because they're both very good at trying to figure out how they themselves can survive. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like to let me know. And don't forget to leave a comment down below telling us who you think would win out of this particular fight and what other sort of icons from horror and or creepypastas you would like to see pitted against each other next. Also, don't forget to share this video to help the channel grow and subscribe for more videos like this. See you later.
I just sit here and do nothing.